Hi everyone, and good Friday evening. It is Friday weather for Weather Geeks time. We haven't done a weather for Weather Geeks on a Friday in like 2.5 months. Now that football season is winding down, we have a regular newscast at 11 instead of a real short one, so I'll be here throughout the evening, throughout the course of the rest of the fall, into the winter, and really until the end of next August when football season rolls around once again. So it's nice to get back in the swing of things here on a Friday evening and talk a little bit more about the weekend and next week. First of all, just a quick reminder in case you didn't check out my winter forecast yesterday. If you just want the nitty-gritty, the short version in video form, you can find that on wfmj.com/weather. If you want the long, extended, kind of director's cut version of the winter forecast, it ran 24 minutes, easily a record for me on video length. That version can be found on ericwfmj.com, which is my blog, and also on ericwfmj.com is the written, kind of blog form version of the forecast in case you're more of a reader. So all that posted last evening. Got a lot of nice feedback on the forecast. Some people are happy with it, some people maybe not so much. It depends on how much you like winter weather. Well, we had some winter weather at the start of the day today. We had, as expected, some wet snowflakes around at the beginning of the day. This stuck to some car tops and some lawns, and even a few elevated surfaces got a little bit slick this morning. We registered an inch at the Youngstown Warren Airport, our first measurable snowfall of the season on the 9th day of November, a day earlier than last year, and about 5 days past the average first date of measurable snow at the airport, which is on November the 4th. The earliest was back in 2003 on October 2nd. The latest measurable snow, first measurable snow of the cold weather season was back in 1995. It didn't happen until December 11th. So, kind of a typical time of year to pick up our first measurable snow of the season. Time lapse from Niles today showing the dreary conditions. Ugh. There's not much worse in my book weather-wise than like 36 and raining. It might as well snow. It's going to be that cold. But we had that kind of cold rain a lot of the morning. Into the first half of the afternoon, then, as expected, the rain did taper off. There might be a patch of drizzle or a sprinkle here and there this evening. A cold front is heading our way. The steady rain's way out to the east now, but the cold air is filtering in, and it'll really come pouring in after midnight tonight. And with that comes the possibility of a couple of flurries as well. This is a legit midwinter-like air mass. Temperatures in the upper Midwest this evening. These are air temperatures. It's in the single digits in parts of the Dakotas. And when you factor in gusty winds, yikes. What month is this? But yeah, this is midwinter stuff here. Wind chills down in the single digits, both above and below zero, in parts of the northern plains and the upper Midwest this evening. We're not going to see wind chills quite that cold here, but I think some single-digit wind chills are going to be a possibility for tomorrow morning. Back here closer to home, winter weather advisories have been hoisted for Erie County, PA, up into Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties, in New York, up into the Buffalo area as well. And yeah, no surprise, lake effect's going to start kicking in tomorrow as all this cold air blows over the relatively mild Great Lakes. Yeah, wind chills tomorrow morning may be close to 10 in the afternoon, not much better than the lower 20s. Yeah, it's going to feel like January tomorrow. I mean, this is a legit cold day coming up for your Saturday. Maybe a passing flurry or two tonight. I think tomorrow morning features pretty benign weather, aside from the wind, which will be howling, and the cold temperatures. We're not going to see much falling from the sky. In fact, there'll probably be some ineffective sunshine at times tomorrow morning. The lake effect bands will kind of hug the lakeshore and be aimed more like this until we get into the mid to late afternoon. Then a little bit more of a northwesterly fetch off the lakes will push some of these bands southward. Not expecting this to be a real big deal, but we're going to see some snowflakes in parts of our area tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, especially from around Interstate 80 on north. Here's a look at one of our computer model estimates for snowfall through tomorrow night, early Sunday. Could someone in far northern Trumbull, maybe especially in northeastern Mercer, get a couple of inches? I can't rule that out, but that'll be kind of the exception. The rule will be candy coatings here and there. That should about do it. Not looking for huge impacts from snow this weekend. The wind and the cold is by far and away our big story as we kick off the weekend. Yikes, at the Ice Castle tomorrow afternoon, appropriately named tomorrow. Noon kickoff against northern Iowa. Air temperatures like this, but look at those winds. 15 to 25, maybe gusts to 35. That's going to create wind chills in the upper teens to around 20 at kickoff tomorrow afternoon. A better day coming up Sunday. It's going to be cold Sunday, no better than about 40, but we'll see a decent amount of sunshine, and it won't be as windy as Saturday. Then some interesting times ahead as we head towards midweek. A strengthening area of low pressure down here will start pushing moisture our way late Monday night and heading into the day on Tuesday. This is a look at the European model depiction. The squiggly lines are the isobars, the lines of equal pressure, and of course the precipitation is plotted up here as well as the wind direction. Those are the moving arrows. So I think it snows late Monday night into maybe the first half of Tuesday. It probably tapers off Tuesday afternoon. Maybe there's a little bit of rain that tries to mix in, especially south and east of Youngstown. So we get into the daylight hours Tuesday. I think temperatures will sneak above freezing. So I would not expect this to be a real impactful storm on the roads once we get into the midday Tuesday. But Tuesday morning could be a little bit tricky as far as travel goes across our area. And of course, everybody wants to know how much am I talking about here. Too early to put any official numbers in the forecast, but in this video I'll indulge the snow hounds out there a little bit. I think these numbers are reasonable at this period of time. We're talking 4 days from now. The GFS, the European, the GFS ensemble modeling system, all kind of right around 3 inches for late Monday night into the first half of the day Tuesday. I think that's reasonable. I think if I had to put a range in a forecast right now, it'd probably be like a 1 to 3, maybe 2 to 4 type of a range. So maybe enough to cause some travel disruptions for Tuesday morning. Very cold air then behind it. I've got 29 for a high on Wednesday. But as I've been talking about in some of these longer range discussions, the pattern is going to start to change as we go towards Thanksgiving week. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook. So this starts next weekend and takes us through about Thanksgiving. And I think the period starts with cold weather around here, but ends with this blob of warmth coming east. So I'm not expecting a real cold Thanksgiving. I would expect temperatures to be at least in the 40s, perhaps even the 50s, right around Turkey Day. So the kind of cold that we're going to have middle of next week, it's not going to stick. And once that warmer pattern settles in for around Thanksgiving, there are indications that that general pattern may take us through a good chunk of the first half of December. And you saw some of that discussion on my winter forecast last night. Not expecting a super cold December this year. It'll probably be a warmer December than last year was. Winter got off to a pretty fast start last year. Maybe not so much this year. It can be kind of a backloaded winter with much colder weather during the second half of the winter season. That's it for Weather Geeks this week. I'll see you back here Monday evening. Of course, Monday evening's video will focus a lot on that snow coming our way Monday night into Tuesday, so I'll have high-resolution models, an updated snow map, and everything else you need to know as we have perhaps our first morning with a decent amount of travel disruptions and delays in the winter season coming up on Tuesday.